It's officially been 1 week since the release of Twilight Masquerade for the Scarlet and Violet era. On release day, we looked at the 15 most valuable singles for the set as of the release, obviously. So today, 1 week later, we're going to take a look at the 20 most valuable singles and see where they have risen and fallen over the past week, see what's moved where, if anything has surpassed another card, if cards have fallen from grace. I'm really excited to check it out, so without further ado, let's take a look at this list. Starting off at number 20, we have the Blood Moon Ursaluna EX Hyper Rare Gold card. We're not going to go as far back as pre-release because we already did take a look at those, but we'll probably take a look at maybe May 14th or so onwards as just a random day. But May 14th, $27.83 was its value. The 15th, $27.83. It stays there until about May 16th, and then starting on the 17th is when it starts to fall. $25.73. May 18th, $21.33. The 19th, $14.31, and then it starts to taper off a little bit on May 20th, $13.13. May 22nd, $13.16, and then the most recent data we have for is May 25th, which is actually, a little bit further back, a little bit further back than I'd like. It's not as updated, but $12.19. I am fairly certain this card fell from grace. If I remember correctly, it might have been number 15 on our previous list, so right now it's sitting at number 20. Then we have the Carmine Full Art card, the Full Art Trainer card. This is not the special illustration rare, it's just the regular ultra rare. This card was technically not featured last time because we didn't go as far back for the top 20, but we'll take a look at the full information for this card because we didn't see it yet. May 14th, $14.45, 15. It stays there as well. The 16th, $13.24. The 17th, $13.26. And then on May 22nd, $12.95, it does tank down to $9.98. Does taper off a little bit and start to rise up. We can see here, May 26th, $10.20. And then as of right now, it looks like it's on its way up. It'll probably continue to climb up on this list in the future when we do a check back, but right now it's sitting at $12.21. All right, next we have the Rescue Board Hyper Rare, or another gold card, another gold trainer card. Or I guess it's our first gold trainer card, really, that we've seen on this list. Technically, I guess it's the second, but anyways, we'll look at the full data for this one too. May 13th, $21.80. May 16th, $21.80 is where it officially drops off because May 17th, $20.40. May 19th, $19.34. May 21st, $19.67. And then as you can see, we do have a bit of a steep drop. May 24th going all the way down to $13.15. May 25th, $12.71 is its low, and it looks like it's rebounding, but it's kind of stagnant here at $14.40. I don't know if I see this card moving really much past the $15 mark for the near future, to be completely honest. Alright, then we have the Teal Mask Ogre Pawn EX card. I can't quite remember if this card was featured on the previous list or not. I don't think it was, so we'll just go back as of May 13th and check out its data. This is obviously the full art terastallized card, ultra rare, so $14.26 on May 13th. May 15th, $12.99, and then it kind of continues to have a lots of curves going up and down, but it ultimately does drop down. May 22nd, $10.77. 23rd is its low here, $8.89, but it does shoot back up. May 26th, $17.03, and then right now, May 30th, which is the data we like to see, $14.93, but it'll probably stay around the $15 mark for some time. Then coming up next, we have the Hisuian Growlithe Illustration Rare card. This card was not on the previous list either. Very nice artwork here, very beautiful. Again, I think the artists killed it with the lighting that they've been able to artificially create in their artwork with all these illustration rare cards. Very fantastic. So we'll look at the full lineup for this card as well. May 11th, $6.21. And that kind of stays around the $6 mark for a while, but May 20th is where we kind of start to see it have a nice curve upwards. May 21st, $6.69, 22nd, $7.51, 23rd, $8.50, and then all the way up to May 25th, $12.37. Stays around there and then goes up May 27th, $14.72. And it looks like it's probably going to hang out around the $15 mark for a little bit, as right now it's $15.44. All right, we're in the number 15 spot now. So this is technically officially where the last list would have started. according to numbers and how things are going. So starting off, we have the Teal Mask Ogre Pawn EX Gold card. This is the hyper rare card. I'm pretty sure this card probably was up on the list. It's interesting. I can't remember. I remember the top cards for the last video. I don't remember what the bottom ones were, but yeah, as we can see here, May 20th, $19.60. Massive dip, May 23rd, $13.41, and then it does start to slowly curve up. May 26th, $16.74. May 27th, $17.92, but that looks like where the strong increase in value ends, and it looks like it's on a slow incline up by like a couple cents each day. Right now it's at $18.44. This card will probably hit maybe the $20 mark and hang out there for a little while. The next card on this list is the Dragapult EX Full Art Terastallized card. This is the other ultra rare. Pretty sure this card was on the list last time too. Yeah, all the way back from May 8th, $26.66, and then the 17th, $36.89. It reached a pretty high mark. Its high being on May 20th, $37.20, and then as of pre-release, it does pretty much shoot down. May 21st, $34.85, May 22nd, $24.60, and its lows all the way here on May 24th, $18.47, and then it does slowly, or it looks like it's on its way back up, and then kind of caps out at May 26th, drops back down just a smidgen, and looks like it might coast around the $20 mark, as right now it's $19.75. Next, we have the Cornerstone Mask Ogre Pawn EX Special Illustration Rare card. Again, yeah, I'm pretty sure, well, I know this card was on the list last time, so we're not going to go anywhere too crazy for this one. We'll go back as far as where we see significant data change. So May 20th, $44.12, and then it just does drop off pretty rapidly from there. $41.48, May 22nd, $37.76, $31.38, $23.47 on May 24th. And yeah, on May 25th, it drops down to $21.03. Looks like it might have a slow, stagnant growth back up, $21.94 on May 27th. But ultimately, I think it's going to hang out around the $20 mark. And right now, it's at $20.22. Then we have the Hearthflame Mask Ogre Pawn EX Special Illustration Rare card. We'll go as far back as May 20th for this one as well. Similar data on May 20th, $50.11, and then it does drop down. May 22nd, $46.32, and then it does an even steeper drop. The 23rd to $37, the 24th to $30.66, the 25th, $26.60. $24.74 on May 26th, and then yeah, it just continues to drop down. Right now it's at $20.28, and similar to the last card, I could see it kind of hanging out around the $20 mark. And then we have the Sinistra EX Special Illustration Rare card. On May 21st, had a value of $32.09, and then release happens and the price tanks, right? $26.25, May 22nd. May 23rd, $22.47. May 24th, $21.49. And then May 25th, it looks like the drop stops as it's $20.64. And then it looks like it kind of is stagnant around the $20 mark, as right now it's valued at $20.91. Then we have the Wellspring Mask Ogre Pawn EX Special Illustration Rare card. Seems like all of the Mask Ogre Pawn EX cards are in the same area, but you'll notice that, yeah, I believe the Teal Mask is probably the most expensive one. But May 21st, $52.84, and 22nd, $51.01. The drop continues. The 23rd, $35.96. May 24th, $34.15. It does look like the drop becomes less steep, and it's a slow decline downwards. May 28th, $29.40, 29th, $28.41, and right now it's hanging out at around $28.05. We'll see if this card will probably go as low as $20. I think, like I said, I feel like there's playability here for the TCG. I could be wrong. I'm not exactly sure, but it is also really great artwork. So were the other two that we already looked at, but the blue really pops here with all the details. So that could be one of its saving graces for why it's staying above that $20 mark compared to the previous two. Then we have the Lana's Aid Full Art Trainer card, Special Illustration Rare. Definitely worded that weird, but yeah, it's the Lana's Aid Trainer card, SIR. Yeah, so we'll go back as May 21st, which is actually very appropriate. Look at that, $73.49, and then the 22nd, $61.74, the 23rd, $43.57, The 24th, $38.06, and then it goes all the way May 26th, $33.53, where it starts to curve. And then, yeah, it kind of stagnates. So right now it's at $33.73. Could hang out around the $30 mark for a little bit, but I do feel like this card, I think it's going to drop a little more, if I had to guess, just based off of the previous sets we've seen. I'm not entirely sure how playability is with this card in the TCG, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like it might drop around at the $25 mark or so. The 8th last card on this list, the 8th most valuable, is the Kieran SIR Full Art Trainer card. So yeah, we already discussed the artwork, how it's pretty fantastic, actually really pops out. We'll go, where will we go? We'll go May 20th here, $39.04. 21st, $39.04 as well, and then it does start to drop off a bit, $36.58 on May 22nd. May 23rd, $31.41 seems to be its low, but it did rebound a little bit going back up on, we see here May 26th, $33.86, May 27th, $36.25, all the way back up to $38.43, where it looks like it's going to stagnate. It might hang out around the $35 to $40 mark for a little bit. I think it's really great artwork. I hope it kind of stays in a higher price, but I also want to pick it up for cheap, so maybe not. But yeah, I don't know. It could stay around the $35 to $40 mark, but time will tell. All right, the last of the Ogre Pawn SIR cards, Teal Mask Ogre Pawn EX. My personal favorite Ogre Pawn card as well. If you just look at the artwork, it looks fantastic. We'll go as far back as May 21st, $67.37. May 22nd, $66.22, and then it really takes a dive on May 23rd, $62.32, May 24th, $60.64, May 25th, $46.52, and it looks like from May 25th, it doesn't drop as steep, and we have here May 28th, $43.63, and it's probably going to stagnate. Well, it is stagnating, but it's around the $45 mark right now. It'd be cool if it stayed around there. It could for sure. I think it has the possibility to, but yeah, time will only tell. Coming up next, we have the Buddy Poffin Gold Trainer card, the hyper rare card. This was my best pull from the set so far, but I mean, yeah, I mean, $44.51 USD is pretty good, I guess, right? So May 21st, $80.96. Boy, oh boy, how the mighty have fallen. May 22nd, $68.51. May 23rd, $46.89. And yeah, its lows over here. Well, actually, before we get to that, May 23rd, it starts to become less steep for the drop off. And yeah, on May 26th, $41.53 is its low. And then it does pop up a little bit, and it's hanging in around the $45 mark, currently being at $44.51. And we'll see how long this card hangs out for around that price. Pretty sure there's TCG playability with this card, so that could be one of its saving graces for its value, but I guess we'll see with that. Then the 5th last card for this set, and I'm very happy to see that this card is receiving a lot of love, because it's actually a really nice card. We have the EV Illustration Rare card. We'll go as far back as May 21st again, $47.21. But overall, I mean, if you look at the trend, this is one of the few cards that, and it usually happens with the Illustration Rare cards, because at first they're kind of overlooked and slept on, and then, you know, people start to realize the aesthetic and the desirability for a lot of them, and then yeah, it just starts to get picked up more and more, and so does its value. So an overall upward trend, $39.11 on May 18th, and then yeah, May 21st, $47.21. On May 23rd, it did drop down to $34.01, but it did climb back up, even reaching price values even higher of its previous high. So May 27th, $48.10, and it's hanging out around the $47.25 mark right now. We have seen Illustration Rares reach pretty high values for previous Scarlet and Violet sets, so there's definitely potential that this one could stay around that price as well. The 4th last card on this list is the Blood Moon Ursaluna EX Special Illustration Rare card. Like I said, I kind of remember the top like 5 of the previous list, and I do remember this card was up there. It had pretty high values. We'll go as far back as May 20th, $82.90. May 22nd, $80.22. Then it does take a bit of a drop off. The 23rd, $65.78. And the 24th, $61.34. And then the drop starts to become less steep, as we can see. May 26th, we'll go May 27th, kind of the same stuff, $60.62. And right now it's hanging out at around the $58 mark, $58.06. I don't know if this card will really go back up in value immediately. It might kind of hang out around 55, could go even lower. I guess we'll see if people decide to pick it up. It is a really nice card. I don't think it's personally my favorite artwork from this set, and I think that will definitely have an impact on its value too, depending on what other people think. All right, the top three, I will say, have stayed the same. I do remember that. We have Perrin in number 3, the Perrin SIR card. Fantastic artwork. I'd actually love to pull this card. But May 21st, $76.51, and then How the Mighty Have Fallen, May 22nd, $68.81, and 23rd, $55. However, How the Mighty Rise, because if you look, just as fast as it fell off, it rises yet again. May 24th, $60.06. May 25th, $68.59. May 26th, $76.07. May 27th, $85.59. And its high was $86.65, which is pretty impressive. And it's hanging out at around the $85 mark, as it's currently $84.20, which is pretty impressive. And I hope it kind of stays around that area. I think it could. I think it has a lot of potential. All right, number 2, and another fantastic card with some fantastic artwork. We have the Carmine SIR Full Art Trainer card. Go as far back as May 20th here, $105.87, stays there for May 21st. And then very similar data to the Perrin, drops off May 22nd, $96.73, May 23rd, $75.86, but it rises up as quickly as it drops, $80.59, May 25th, $88.54, May 26th, $92.68, May 27th, $95.92, all the way up to $115.16, which is pretty rad. Yeah, I mean, we've seen some very popular full art SIR trainer cards before. I know the Iono is still very popular, but we have two very different case studies, right? You have the Iono, which is popular and still has a lot of value to it, and then you have the Miriam, which does not have a lot of value to it anymore. I think it's like, what, a $30 card, right? So which way this card goes, only time will tell. I think the artwork is fantastic on the Carmine and the Perrin, though, so you never know. I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them to stay at a high value. And the number 1 most expensive card from Twilight Masquerade, it still holds the crown, and definitely my favorite artwork from the set. Rightfully so, as you know, I think the price reflects that. We have the Greninja EX SIR card, fantastic. May 19th, $146.66, and then May 20th, the card drops now, and obviously it follows the same trends as the previous two. May 20th, $126.49. All the way down May 21st, which is its low, $111.13, but does have a rebound. May 22nd, $118.77, May 23rd, $124.85, May 24th, $139.29, and then the curve starts to happen around May 25th, $144.11, and currently it's at $145.60. Like I said, I feel like this card will stay above the $100 mark. Is it a $150 card? Potentially. Didn't they do a study that Greninja is like the most popular Pokemon or something like that? It's probably a scuff study, but if that is true, then Greninja has a lot of hope behind it, especially with fantastic artwork, popular Pokemon, rare, its rarity. I think there's a lot going for this card for sure. So we went ahead and took a look at the 25 most valuable cards 1 week into the release of Twilight Masquerade. We saw some cards move up and we saw some cards move down. And that's just how it goes. There's a lot of interesting data actually for cards that have rebounded from a low, and there's other cards that have simply fallen from grace and will probably stay down. We notice a lot of trends though, as you can see. I mean, the illustration rares, they always start off a little bit lower in value and then they move up as release goes on. So they kind of have the opposite effect of the SIRs, which usually tend to start off really high and then drop down, right? And then the lucky ones bounce back and the unlucky ones kind of stay low, right? So it's really fascinating to see this. We'll probably check back in either at a 2-week or a 1-month mark. We'll see how we feel. But what do you think of this list? What do you think of the cards? Which cards do you think will rise? Which cards do you think will fall? What are your pickups? What would you love to pick up? I know I would love to get, honestly, those top 3 cards are fantastic. The Greninja, the Carmine, and the Perrin would be amazing. But I'd love to know all. Let me know down below.